Welcome back to another week in my studio. We finished off last week with me packing for a bisque firing. It's been open for 2 days. I haven't had the chance to unpack it, which I'm going to hopefully do today if I don't get disturbed by my kids. It's the weekend, so they are home. I was going to mention that I keep a little track, just a little booklet on the side, keep track of all your firings, how long it takes, what temperature you went up to, the date of the firing. So you can kind of tell how the elements are going. If it starts going down in temperature, then you know you might be close to getting new elements and just getting maybe maintenance on the kiln. It's just a really good idea to keep track of that. I didn't for the first couple of years. I was very, very lazy. I started and then I forgot again. And I just thought I'm doing a lot more firings than I usually do, so I'm just going to keep track. So keep track of your bisque and your glazes and also cones for your glazes, and just how everything just goes. If it's slowing down a lot more, that means obviously you're burning out the elements, and if it's super, super slow or not getting up to temperature, then that's a good indication that it does need elements or to be looked at. So you can find out all this information on your box, and it will say complete. It's 21 degrees right now in the kiln, and it took 12 hours and 24 minutes, which is a good time for a bisque. You want to take your bisque nice and slow because you want it to absorb all the moisture, all the water from your work. With a glaze firing, I usually do it around between probably 9 to 10 hours for a glaze firing, which is a good amount of time. These here are all people's platters from my platter workshop that I did for a 50th birthday. I'll do some like little trinket trays, some little platters, and there's no cracks to be seen. And I'll have to glaze them, which is going to be a bit time consuming. I'm just going to put a clear glaze in some, the mix of a clear and probably a matte white glaze, depending on what they're like. Like I might do a matte white glaze on this one in the bowls, but I'll do a clear glaze on all these other little platters here. It has been raining non-stop for the last couple of days, and it's nice to finally see the sun. I've been lacking motivation getting in the studio and doing stuff, so I'm in here today with my buddy, setting up to do some glazing. I'm doing all these platters here that I did for a workshop last month. I'm going to do a mix of matte white glaze and the new clear glaze that I've made. So that's the plans for today. Put your hand up if you hate glazing. I do. If I didn't have to glaze, if many potters and ceramicists didn't have to glaze, I'd probably choose not to. No less majority of your work is about your glazing, but when it just comes to clear glazing or, you know, make it nice and shiny or to finish it off, it's just not fun. It's quite boring, it's time consuming. Yeah. No one really likes it. And whoever does like it are the crazy people. The crazy potters.
I also have a new video out of part 1 of the renovations that we've been doing so far in my new studio, so make sure you go check that out.
So I need to pack the kiln for a glaze firing. I'm probably only going to do half of it today because I don't have enough room. That's why I'm packing half of it to sit all on my table. If only I had more space. If only I had my own studio. So I'm going to slowly pack it. Now these are platters, so another rule and tip, the no touching, and also with platters, always clean your bottoms. Clean your bum. Clean, always double check, because you don't want them sticking on your shelves, because again, they don't come off and they're stuck on there and they're really hard to get off, and it can really ruin your shelves. I've ruined one shelf with that, which is really annoying because shelves aren't cheap. So I'm just going to pack some of it just to get these platters out of the way so I can keep glazing. Get little bowls here. Alright, so they're out of the way, so now I can keep glazing. Unpacking time for the kiln. I did a glaze firing over the last 2 days. It's time to unpack it, see the results. Some at the front look pretty good. We'll see what it looks like. So this is from my platter workshop that I had for Clover's 50th. Some people made some spoon dishes. Not too happy about the glaze. I think I might refire these. They didn't come out as good and melt to what I wanted. Yeah, being up the top, so I might refire them. Oh, this platter unfortunately has cracked. Well, it's probably just a little bit too thin in spots, I reckon. I actually did, with my new glaze that I made. That is nice glaze. It's got a bit of a white, like an opal kind of colour to it. Obviously can't tell because these are white mugs, but I've done it on one of my brown ones and you can see that it has a kind of a white milkiness to it, and it's quite nice. I'm happy with that. Okay, that's clay. Oh yeah, so here's with the same glaze on it, but you can kind of tell on the brown that it's got like a milky touch to it, but it's quite a nice glaze. Again, it's just a clear, transparent glaze. I think I might make a big batch of the glaze just so I can dip, because I did dip these ones, but if I want to do platters and stuff, I have to make a bigger batch for them to fit. Oh, I had just a kid in one of my classes and she wanted to make a mug slash like pencil holder for her desk. I think she was maybe 10 or 11. I think she did pretty good. And one of my other mugs from my Mugs for March with the matte white glaze on it. So I have a whole lot of glazing to do with my new glaze. I love this brush. I'm going to do probably 2 layers this time. The glaze. Make sure you get all the way around the edges, inside cracks. Kiln is all packed, ready for glazing again. These are a whole bunch of platters that people made from the workshop that I had last month. I couldn't fit in just these 3, unfortunately. They're just going to wait for the next firing. But I'll put that on probably tomorrow.